If you enjoyed the video and my content, please consider supporting my channel over on Patreon at patreon.com/kaatydidart. Thanks so much! Hello, my adorable squidlings. Welcome back to another video. I'm Katie. Today I'm going to be talking about my favorite and least favorite supplies for the year of 2018. And boy, is this going to be a long list. Before we get into the video, I want to remind you that tomorrow is the end of my pre-orders for my Zodiac calendar. If you're interested in grabbing one, makes a great gift for yourself or for a loved one. Link will be up there. Also, for the whole month of December, if you become a patron on any tier, I will be sending you a personalized Christmas card. So if you're interested in that, again, a link will be on the screen to where you can go check out my Patreon. Now, let's get into the supplies. We're going to start on a high note and we're going to talk about my favorite supplies. There are a lot of them. These are supplies that I found myself grabbing throughout the year. Just a lot of, and there's not a lot of diversity, I'll be honest. I pretty much stuck to my guns and what I really like, but there's nothing wrong with that. But anyway, without further ado, we're going to start with pencils first. So as far as pencils are concerned, I had a few singles as far as favorites are concerned. I had two rainbow pencils. This one I bought at Blick and it is so tiny. Oh my goodness. And then this one I actually bought at US Art and Education, I think. I think the brand is Jolly. It's rubbed off, but I think that's the brand. And this is just like a pastel rainbow, and this is just like your average regular rainbow pencil. Then, bye. Then my tried and true pencils, which are my Pilot Color Eno pencils. Love these things. I just constantly found myself grabbing them throughout the year. I really enjoy these, and they are just my absolute favorite colored sketching pencils. I do not have a dark blue. That is just because I gave it to someone else. But then the last pencil I have to show you that is a single is the Derwent Graphic 4H pencil. I absolutely love this thing. It is super tiny. I actually have like 2 of these and I need to buy like 30 more because I love them. These are really nice for sketching really lightly. I find that I'm very heavy-handed, so this helps to not have super dark marks. Then the last thing that is pencil related, but this one actually comes in a set, are these Arteza colored pencils. Funny enough, I didn't think these would actually make it into my favorites list, but the more I used them, the more I really enjoyed them. So this is the 48 set of Expert pencils. You've got a couple, like you can see I've used them quite a bit. So yeah, I used them with all of my Zodiac pieces once I got them, so I think that's like 4 or 5 of them. Really enjoyed these. They've got a nice color selection, and they really make a great just addition to, you know, your colored pencil repertoire, which is funny because I never thought I would say that about Arteza colored pencils, but anyway, I do really like them. Next up, we're going to be talking about pens. So I have a whole bunch of pens to show you all. No surprise here, I actually love me some fine liners. The first pen I want to talk to you all about is the Pentel Hybrid Technica pen. This is my absolute favorite gel-based, like, ballpoint pen kind of thing. This is in black. I don't know if they have other colors or not. I actually got this pen in a Palettefull Packs box. I'd had one before, but my husband lost it. Darn you, husband. But I was very thankful to get another one. And when this runs out, I'll be buying many, many more because I absolutely love this pen. To no surprise to any of you, my next favorite is the upside down Uniball Signo Broad pen. This is a white gel pen. This is my favorite white gel pen. I love this thing. It is my tried and true. Another thing that was kind of unexpected for me, but did definitely make it into my list of favorites, is this erasable pen by Parku. I use their multicolored set throughout my planner, and I couldn't live without them. Like, when I'm done with these, I'm buying more. I absolutely love them. They keep me organized, which is nice. Plus, they're erasable, and your girl erases a lot. Then we've got another not so surprising favorite. It is my Pigma Microns. This one is in 01 and it is brown. And then this one is in 005 and it is in black. Honestly, I like all the sizes in these two colors, brown and black. Love these. They're Copic proof, they're waterproof, and they are just amazing. Next up, I've got actually 5 pins here. 2 of them are Tombow Food and Nosuke pins, which are like sturdy tip brush pins, and then I've also got zebra brush pins, which are pretty much the same thing. I love both of these very equally. So for the Tombow ones, the blue one is the hard nib, and then the black one is the soft nib. And then I think the same is true for the zebra. We've got harder nib, medium nib, and like not hard nib at all. So like this one is the soft nib, and I believe this gray one is the the gray one's the medium nib, and then the blue one is the hard nib. And I absolutely love these. They're super great for getting like thick, bold strokes, but you can also control your brush strokes, which I find very nice. And then lastly, which is kind of a pin and kind of not, and I didn't really know where to classify this, is my Molotow Graphics Art Masking Liquid. This is literally just masking fluid, but in a pin form. And I love this stuff. It's really handy. It's really easy to just kind of like mark off what you need. You don't have to use a paintbrush. You just shake it up and go. It's not great for heavy applications of water, but when you're doing something light, it actually works really well. Alright, now on to erasers. For this section, I only have 2 things to show you all. So the first one is the Sakura Sumo Grip Eraser. This is like a clicky eraser, and it's very nice, and I love it. They also have a pencil form, which I have somewhere, but I have no idea where it is, so yeah. But this eraser is like the best eraser I've literally ever used, and I love it. The other one is a Factus Black 18 eraser. Also love this one very much. These erasers are like my tried and true erasers, and I take this one everywhere I go. Now on to water brushes. Water brushes! I only have 2 to show you, and they're both by Arteza. Like, look how they're very well loved. I got the pack of 6 of these, but these 2 in particular are my favorites. So we have the very large, very stained, just round brush. These actually don't have too much water in them. And then I also have, don't roll away please. I also have the medium-sized round brush. I use both of these in a ton of my art, and I absolutely love them. Now we're gonna go to markers, because I've got a lot of those. So, I've got a few markers to show you of varying types. First off, we're gonna start with Copics, because you all know how much I love Copics, and honestly there's no secret, and I'm not gonna pull out my whole collection for you. I just picked out my favorite colors that I found myself grabbing a lot this year. So the first one is E04, which is it's called Lipstick Natural, that one. And it's a very reddish, pinky, I don't even know. I don't know. I absolutely love it. It's very similar to this cap, actually. It's a little darker, but I really like that. Then we've got E74, which is just a very neutral brown, and I'm finding myself falling in love with the E70s. Just absolutely gorgeous. BV01, super great for making just very dark, like shadows, pale shadows in light skin. Love this. Found myself grabbing it a lot. Same with YR Quad Zero. This is a really great light skin tone, and I really like it. And then the last one is kind of random. It is a colorless blender, and I didn't really realize the use of a colorless blender until this year, and oh my god, I love it. I have fallen in love with the colorless blender. The next 6 items are paint markers. 5 of them are Posca paint markers. I just grabbed a few, some of my favorite colors, and a couple I just grabbed. But I really love Posca markers. Thank you, Katie, for getting me into these. They've just got these nice bullet tips, at least the ones I do have. They do have finer nibbed ones, and I think I might start expanding my collection to include those. But I've got a few colors here, and I just really love Posca pens, and literally any excuse to use them, and your girl is on it. The last one I want to talk about is a Derwent Graphic Line Painter. This one's a little different, so it's it's got like a very thin nib. This one is literally called Blood, and when it oxidizes, it turns like a blood color, and it's really cool. I only have one of these, and I want to buy like 30 more. I love them so much, and they're really handy, and when you see my Sagittarius piece, I use this pin a lot, and I don't know, I really like them. This year I kind of fell in love with paint markers, and I'm not upset about it. Alright, now we're on to actual paint, and I've only got one to show you. Drum roll, please! If you're surprised by this, well, you shouldn't be, but my favorite watercolors of the year are my Lucas 1862 watercolors. I love these so stinking much. They get so much use and love, and they're just a glorious set of random rainbow colors. I also have some random paints in here that I don't have a palette for. I need to actually get one of these just like empty so I can just put my random ones in there. Love this set. I use it in every single one of my Zodiac pieces. This is my tried and true set. It's never failed me yet. So I absolutely love these, and I don't know. I will be really sad when I run out of some of them, but I can always refill them with other colors, so it's never a big deal. But anyway, my favorite watercolors of the year definitely go to these. And lastly, we're going to be talking about my favorite papers. So I only have 3 different types of paper to actually show you all, and this one actually came as a surprise to me. Oh, hey. It is a Pentalic watercolor journal, and this is what I did all of my Inktober pieces in, and this isn't really like a, oh, hey, I have an Inktober available, which I do if you want to go buy one. Link will be on the screen. But honestly, this paper was really nice to work with. I used all inks in these different pages, and it held up really well. There's hardly any warping, to be 100% honest. And this is watercolor journal held up really well. Pentalic is a really nice brand, and I will definitely be buying another one of these because I really liked it. Plus, I like this landscape kind of feeling, and you can actually paint on both sides of these, which is nice too. Anyway, the next thing is something I actually got sent in a Palette Full Packs box. They're super great for me finding out new favorites. This is a Strathmore Ready Cut 25 pack sheet of 5x7 hot press paper. Even though it doesn't really look very hot pressy, I don't know if you can see the texture, but these papers are amazing. I do not have too many of them left. Actually, I only have 3 left. Oh, I need to go zoom out and buy more. But they're really nice, and I did most of my bust portraits on these. And I love this paper so much. It's the first hot press paper that I've ever found that I really, really liked. And yeah, I'm very happy with it. And then the last thing should also be no surprise to any of you. This is my absolute favorite watercolor paper, hands down, ever, that I've ever tried. And this is the Fluid Cold Press watercolor paper. This is not the Fluid 100. You'll see that one in a minute. This is just a regular Fluid one. I don't even know I think the other one's just like 100% cotton or something. This is their cold press finish, which comes in a lovely orange. I've always wanted to try their hot press, but I've never found it in store where I go anywhere. So, yeah, I don't have too many pages left of this either. Hello, super long hair of mine. I have got 6 sheets of this left, which is super depressing, but I plan on getting more. I stock up on this whenever I go shopping, so absolutely love this. It's huge, so I can always cut it down to size, and it's in a block, so it's glued on this side and the other side, and I don't know, I just love this paper. Alright, so now that we've talked about all of my absolute favorites, now we're gonna talk about my not-so-favorites. This list isn't going to be near as long as my favorites, but these are supplies that I tried to avoid at literally any cost. I also have a couple of supplies that I kind of threw into a miscellaneous category, and those are going to be things like this, which is my Art Snacks pouch. This was a really great get. I got it in one of their Art Snacks boxes, and I literally take this thing everywhere. And the other thing I use literally all the time is my Bombay pen cleaner. Now you might think, well, you don't even use dip pens that often. Why in the world would this be your favorite? This cleans up everything. It cleans up acrylic, cleans up freaking alcohol markers. This stuff is amazing, and I use it not only to clean my space, but also to clean my pens. So I do really, really love this stuff. Now on to the things that I really didn't like. Now these aren't necessarily tied to 2018 just in general, but I think most of them are. But anyway, we're going to start with pens. Now again, like I said, this list isn't very long, but it is still supplies that I don't like. I typically like a lot of the supplies I use, if not for one reason then another, but these are just ones that I could not get my hands to love. I don't know. Anyway, so first off, we're going to start with one of my hairs. Why is my hair everywhere today? Anyway, we're going to start with these Stabilo Point Max pins. I actually had a set of 4, got these from Art Snacks, and I'm showing you 2 here. You know, the color payoff was really nice, but I freaking hated these nibs. Ugh. I don't know why, I didn't like them. They were very weird, and these things bled through everything, and yeah, needless to say, I didn't like them. Next thing I really didn't like is another thing I got from Art Snacks. You're going to notice a pattern here. This is a Copic multiliner in Calligraphy S. I hated this thing. You can't even really tell, but it frayed and it was just difficult to use and it stopped working and it just was not fun. You know what? I have a terrible time with Copic liners. Their Calligraphy S didn't work for me. The fountain pen one didn't work for me. Anytime I buy a regular multi-liner, those things are dry and they don't work, and I don't know what it is, but I don't like them. Next 2 things have nothing to do with the brands. I actually really like the Crink brand, and I actually really like the Liquitex brand. This was the year that I got into paint markers. However, these two, again, this has nothing to do with the brand, and it has everything to do with this dumb chisel nib. Why do people sell things with chisel nibs? I just don't understand. Like, I don't know. I hate chisel nibs. And actually, I don't really care too much for the Liquitex paint markers in general. I feel like they're always very dry. I don't know. And the Crink one is kind of the same way in the fact that it has a chisel nib. Like, look how freaking big this thing is. And, yeah, see, they're not double-ended like some markers are. And I'm getting this all over my hands. It's okay, though. But, yeah, I can't stand chisel nibs. I promise you guys, I'm not angry. I'm just being dramatic. I don't hate them that much. Actually, I don't even hate them. I feel like in the right hands, these would be perfect tools for somebody. But it's just not for me, I guess. Another thing I don't like, and you know, I don't remember. I think I got this in a subscription box, but I don't think it was Art Snacks. This is the Stabilo Woody. What an inappropriate name. It's a 3-in-1. You can like crayon with it, and you can water it down, and I'm just throwing it now. I don't know what the third use is. But anyway, I don't know. I just don't like these. They're short, and they don't fit my fat hands, and they're really, really hard to sharpen, and I just don't like them. Then the last thing, and this is something I got really recently, and I do not like this at all. This is the Sakura Micro Perm 05 pin. I thought I was going to like this. It's made by Sakura, who makes my microns. And I'm like, yeah, boy, I'm going to love this. And the nib is just like a really nice size. No. This is alcohol-based, I believe. At least it smells like it. And, you know, you can write on most surfaces. It literally says, permanent on most surfaces. But what it doesn't tell you is this thing feathers like literally nobody's business. Like, you write something and you do some line art with it, and it's like all over the paper. Really annoying. I have found a use for this to literally jot notes down or to just things I don't care about, pretty much. I take this to conventions with me when I lose my other pen or when my Hello Kitty pen runs out of ink. Cries forever. But anyway, yeah, I really don't like this. Then we've got these guys. These guys are on a whole nother level of dislike. So, you know, you saw me with the other stuffs, and I really didn't like those. But, like, I really don't like these ones. So, I actually just did a review on these. These are the Spectrum Illustrator markers. And these are great markers. I'm going to go ahead and be the first person to tell you. These are actually really great markers. I even said so in my review. I think the only thing that ticks me off about these is this. Oh, you know what? This one is way too light. Let me find one that'll actually show. Maybe this one? You see all that frayage? That is annoying as heck. Like, you can't get thick and thin lines. Like, they're not versatile in that. Like, this bullet nib is great. This bullet nib is great. The colors in these are great. They mix really well together. They're refillable. The nibs are replaceable. But their brush nibs suck. Like, it made me really sad, too, because I was really excited, because theirs are a lot cheaper than Copics. Yeah, nope. Don't plan on buying these again. This thing, I don't even know. I get these not all the time, but like every once in a while I'll get one of these in a sub box. And why? I hate these. Hate is a strong word. I don't hate them. Yes, I do. Okay. They're supposed to be able to write on most surfaces, and you sharpen it by like peeling this little paper off, which gives me the heebie-jeebies for some reason. I just don't like these. They're really waxy, and I don't know. I don't ever want to get another one of these, and I've had like 4 in my lifetime, and I just don't want another one. I just don't. Now, this is another thing that has nothing to do with the name brand. It has everything to do with what it is. So, we've got a box and a box and a box and a box and a... So, sorry, that has nothing to do with my anger. Oil pastels. Every once in a really great while, I'll buy a subscription box. And they'll have these guys in them. And I want to make a nice video for all of you, so I'm like, okay, we're going to bite the bullet. We're going to make a thing with the oil pastels. I hate these. I hate the way they feel when you put them on paper. Oh, it grinds my gears. I just hate how unblendable they seem to be. I don't know, they're sticky, and I just don't like anything about oil pastels. And I try to love them. I have disliked them since I was a child in like little art class, like 4th, 5th grade. I cannot stand them. I don't know what it is. I never have liked them. I've tried different brands. I've tried different methods. I've tried a lot of things, and I can't wrap my brain around them. But again, it has nothing to do with the name brand and everything to do with just the fact that they're oil pastels. And these are literally the only ones I had to show you, so yeah. Then the last thing I want to show you all is the thing that made me the most disappointed in all of my endeavors, I guess. I don't know. So, remember when I told you you'd be seeing this a little later? Well, here we are. This paper is made by my most favorite type. It's Fluid 100. I bought 2 of them. I thought, you know what, this is more expensive. It's made out of 100% cotton. It's going to be great, you know? No, I don't like this at all. You know, the paper in itself is nice. It really is. But here's my problem with it. Whenever I paint something, it's like it's not coated with whatever watercolor sizing is supposed to be on it. It like absorbs in, and then it like gets into the cotton fibers and like acts all strange, and then you try to add another layer, and it like freaks out when you add another layer, and I just hate this stuff. Like, I don't even know, and it made me so sad because I had bought like 2 things, but this is completely unused. Like, I've never used this, and I am so sad about it because I thought I was going to love this stuff. I worked my way through the whole first like block I had of this, thinking maybe it's me, maybe I'm doing something wrong, maybe I just suck at whatever medium I'm trying to use on this, whatever. I cannot get myself to use this, and I don't want to give it to anybody, and I don't want to throw it away, but I don't know. I have found that I do like gouache on this, and like acrylic, but not watercolor. So maybe I'll save this for my future gouache and acrylic endeavors, but not watercolor. Just no. Alright, now we're just going to pile on these supplies that I didn't like, and I'm going to give you an outro because, you know, I wish I'd started off with the things I didn't like because now I'm kind of in a mood. But anyway, I'm not mad, by the way. Another disclaimer, I'm really not mad. I am a little salty towards some of these supplies because I thought they were going to be great, and then some of them were just like, wah, wah. So, anyway, I want to thank you all for watching my favorites and least favorites of 2018 Art Supply Edition, obviously. Thank you for sticking by this far. If you, if you could stand listening to my little rambles. If you got this far in the video, leave a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite and least favorite supplies were this year. I really want to know what you guys really enjoyed. And if I knocked one of your favorite supplies, or if one of your favorite supplies or least favorite supplies was in my favorites, don't be too offended and don't call me out. Again, art supplies work differently for different people. You know, like these chisel tip markers would be really great for somebody painting really graphically, and so on and so forth. Just these ones in particular just didn't grind my gears, so please don't be too offended with me in the comments. And yeah, I just want to, again, thank you all so much for watching. I know this video is really long. If you are not already a part of our cute squid pod, there is a subscribe button down below, and there's a button next to that if you click it, it has a little bell on it. You become a part of the squid pod notification squad. And also, I have social media links in the description below. Don't forget to check out my Zodiac calendar. The price increase will happen after tomorrow. Plus, you will no longer get pre-order bonuses. So if you're interested in getting a Zodiac calendar, today and tomorrow are the best days to do it. And yeah, thank you again so much for watching. You all are absolutely amazing, and I hope you all have a squidlicious day. Until next time, my adorable squidlings, toodaloo!